consider what this change means for them, I want to remind you that just because a certain group of people are eligible for a vaccine, it does not mean they are vaccinated. Have conversations with your friends and loved ones about their vaccination status before ditching your masks when you gather together privately. I'm happy to have this clear and updated guidance from the CDC and the State Department of Health Services that outlines what fully vaccinated people can do safely. This is another way that we are continuing our return to normal. I encourage you to please get vaccinated when you are eligible, but to remain patient, because even though vaccine supply is increasing, demand is still outpacing that supply. On the matter of vaccine, as of yesterday, March 17th, 146,670 people in Dane County have received at least one dose of vaccine. This is 26.8% of our total population. 85,438 individuals have completed the vaccine series, which is 16.8% of our total population. You can learn more about those who have been vaccinated on the Wisconsin Department of Health Services website, on their dashboard, which is linked on our dashboard. There are many people who are currently eligible for a vaccine, and even more who are going to become eligible on March 22nd. Please visit our website for details on eligibility and finding vaccine at www.publichealthmdc.com, and then we have a red bar on the top that talks about vaccine. We are currently transitioning from using our own sign-up to using the Wisconsin Department of Health Services Wisconsin COVID-19 Vaccine Registry. If you register with the state registry, we will be receiving your data. If you're newly eligible on March 22nd, you might have to wait until Monday to sign up, as the state has not finished adding all of the newly eligible medical conditions to their form. You can find the link to their form on the vaccine page of our website. Until we're all fully vaccinated, please continue to follow the public health measures that have helped get us to this place of hope. Continue to wear a mask, maintain physical distance from others, gather outside, avoid crowded spaces, and be thoughtful about the activities you engage in. The more ways you can reduce your risk, the better you are protecting yourself and your loved ones. Thank you, and stay well.
Thank you, Janelle. That's great news on the vaccination front. I just want to reinforce that the way out of all of this is for us to continue to follow the public health recommendations and orders until we can get vaccinated. So keep on masking and washing your hands. And when you are eligible, please do go and get that vaccine. Next, we are going to hear from Brian Johnson, who is our Streets Division Recycling and Public Education Coordinator, to talk about our new Master Recycler program. Brian?
Hello. So the first thing I want to do is give you a number. 18.9% of what we put into our recycling today is trash. Or in other words, 18.9% of what you put in that recycling cart doesn't belong there. It's just garbage. It has no business being in that cart. So for 2020, that means we put about 3,400 tons worth of stuff in our recycling every other week that should not have been there. And we can do better than that here in Madison. We are probably the oldest municipal recycling program in the country. We started in 1968. This is in our blood at this point, so we can be better. So one of the ways we can try to help steer this train to get that contamination number down, to make certain we're recycling more, but also recycling right, which is just as important, is that we partnered with Sustain Dane to offer a Master Recycler course, is what we're calling it. It's modeled off what UW Extension has done with their Master Gardener and Master Composter classes, where we're going to train up a cohort of people, and so they can go back to their communities to be able to share this recycling information around, because there are so many small micro digital communities out there that we try to make the streets division, we make our recycling information as available as we can, but we still can't quite reach everybody. And that's what we hope these master recyclers can help us do, to get more and more people informed about what they can and can't recycle, and make certain they do it that right way. Now so it is a Sustain Dane program, so to sign up for it, go to sustaindane.org, and if you go to their programs at the top, you can find the Master Recycler option. There are 2 classes that you can choose for. You can either sign up for the April sessions. Each session is 2 classes. You have to attend both to be a Master Recycler. There's one in April, that's April 7th and 14th, and then the second session is July 13th and July 20th. And yeah, you can sign up on there, and then as part of being in the Master Recycler program, you have to complete an outreach program to teach this to either people you go to church with, people you work with, other friends and family in your community that really help us out with this. That's it. Okay.
Thank you, Brian. I admit that I am guilty of wish cycling, so I'm probably contributing to that 18%. My apologies. I'll try and do better. But this is a great program, a great opportunity, if you're passionate about recycling like I am, to really understand what does belong in the bin here in Madison, and to help your friends and neighbors do that as well. So I want to thank Brian and Sustain Dane for putting this together. It's a great step forward for us to do even better on recycling here in Madison. All right, next we're going to hear about a program that is near and dear to my heart, and so I'm going to bring up Stephen King, who is in our engineering division, to talk about the Green Power program.
Thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity to come in and talk about this today. It is a program that is also near and dear to our hearts. So this is one that we're very excited about. And I've got just a couple of pictures and slides today because this is quite a photogenic program. It takes some good pictures. So Green Power Plus is moving Madison towards 100% renewable energy. So the Green Power program, what is it? It's a program where the city hires inexperienced trainees from a wide variety of backgrounds to come and work with our licensed electricians in our facilities maintenance group. And they all work together for the summer, and they learn and develop skills and install upgrades at city facilities and gain those job skills and training along the way. So the goals of the program, it's kind of a win-win for everyone involved. We increase the city's generation of renewable energy. We decrease the city's carbon footprint. We provide job training opportunities, and we expose participants to career opportunities in renewable energy. So this is kind of a look back at where we come from. The program started in 2016. The results from 2016 through 2020, we've installed 15 different systems around the city. It's everywhere from some very small systems at a city water utility well that helps pump water, all the way up through a very large system in Madison Metro, which is helping to charge electric buses, kind of everything in between. Over the duration of the program, we've decreased our install cost from $4.50 a watt in 2016 when we started, down to $1.70 a watt in 2020 last year, which was, it's very industry competitive. We're very proud that we've been able to bring those down. Over the course of that program, 15 trainees have completed it, 73% of whom are persons of color and 33% are female. So one of the things that we've done with this program is we've used it as an opportunity to almost grow our own staff. There's a shortage of skilled trades workers in the world, and especially when construction is booming, those folks are very busy and making quite a good wage in the trades. It can be tough for us to compete, so an opportunity to grab bright people and bring them in and train them for the needs that we have has been very, very helpful. So in 2018, we created 2 trainee positions to move people from our hourly program into permanent positions in our facilities maintenance group. It resulted in the first woman and the first person of color on that team, and both are excellent employees, and they'll be here long-term, we hope. So where are we going from here? This is actually kind of timely. Our Green Power team for this year starts on Monday, so we're all very excited. This year, we're looking to expand the Grow Our Own strategy, looking to formalize what we're doing. We're working with human resources to develop a very defined, competitive pathway from these hourly positions through LTE positions at the city up to permanent employment to further help us build and diversify our workforce. And the thought is that it can benefit engineering, but also benefit other city departments. There are many groups in the city that need skilled trades workers. And we're hoping to work with any or all of them on this program. So, what are we doing this year? Like I said, the class starts on Monday. We have 3 new trainees coming on board, in addition to 1 coming over from last year. This year, for the first time, we'll have 2 crews. Each crew is led by a licensed electrician. So we'll have 2 crews out in the field doing our projects. And we have a number of those. We'll be doing a pole mount system at Fire Station 7 and West Police over by Elver Park. And we'll be doing roof mount systems at Fire Station 14 and further expanding the large system already at Metro. We're also going to be doing an off-grid battery-based electric vehicle charging system at Emil Street, our engineering operations facility, as well as 3 big lighting retrofit projects at our police stations, East and West, as well as the training facility. So looking forward, we're just hoping to continue doing a lot of the things that we're already doing. Finding great people, giving them great training, identifying the projects which are most effective to do in-house versus contracting out, and accelerating all of the lighting and PV installs that we're doing. So thank you, Mayor, for the opportunity to be here, and we're excited about this program.
Thank you, Stephen. It's such a great program. And, when we talk about, at the national level, when we talk about green jobs, this is what we're talking about, right? These are green jobs. It's an excellent opportunity for people to get trained up certainly in solar installation, but also, as you see, in LED technology and the basic skills that you need to be successful in the trades and to go on to a good family supporting career. Whether that's here at the city, which I certainly hope it is, or somewhere else. So I want to just really thank everybody in engineering who's worked on this and made it possible to expand this program. And to all of our Green Power trainees, past and present, we're delighted to have you on Team City and looking forward to great things. All right, I have a number of things to go over today as well, but I want to start by acknowledging what happened in the Atlanta area and the tragedy there. We have seen that anti-Asian harassment and misogyny and violence against women have soared in the United States since the onset of COVID-19. This is in part because really inappropriate and racist comments by political leaders have fanned the flames, and we are dealing with the fallout of that. City of Madison does not tolerate harassment, hate speech, or acts of violence against protected groups. And as a city, we work every day to ensure that Madison is a welcoming and safe community for everyone. We have several resources that for any who may be suffering race-based harassment in our community. So if you are a victim of discrimination or harassment or a hate crime anywhere in the city of Madison, please contact our Civil Rights Division at 608-266-4910 or dcr@cityofmadison.com. Of course, if you are in imminent danger, please call 911. And make sure that you are safe. But we do really encourage people to report discrimination, harassment, and hate crimes to the Department of Civil Rights. The pain that is brought on by hate crimes and discrimination not only impacts our Asian neighbors, but also makes our whole community weaker in a time when we need to be strong as a community and we need each other more than ever. I stand in solidarity with the Asian and Asian American community here in Madison and across the country. And I wish everyone who's been impacted by the events in Atlanta and beyond healing and safety in these difficult times. Right. I also want to take a moment to thank Governor Evers for the sustainability measures that are in his budget. He has really taken long-needed action on climate change. I just want to highlight a few things and an opportunity for you all. The budget introduced by the governor creates an Office of Environmental Justice, which is very much needed. It expands the Focus on Energy program. It provides funding for flooding and resilience initiatives, provides funding for electric vehicle charging infrastructure, and many other things that would really advance our work here in Wisconsin on climate change. I really appreciate the governor's putting this support and assistance for local communities into his budget. It also would provide funding for tree planting, efficiency, finance programs, and support for planning around climate change. We know that climate change is a global issue, but the impacts are all felt locally, and we are intimately familiar with that here in Madison. The damage from flooding and heat-related health impacts are all issues that we have to anticipate and address locally, and they will affect our infrastructure, our budgets, and our community well-being. So I'm really glad to have a partner at the state who cares about this and is willing to fund this work in his budget. If you want to learn more and get involved, there are budget listening sessions, and they are called Badger Bounce Back Live sessions. They focus on different sections of the budget, and they will be streamed on the governor's YouTube page. So I encourage you to check those out. All right, I know I sound a little bit like a broken record about this, but it is election season again. We have an upcoming election on April 6th, and we now have our secure ballot drop boxes open. These ballot drop boxes provide a way for anyone who has been issued an absentee ballot to return their ballot to the city clerk's office. So you should, if you've requested an absentee ballot already for the April 6th election, you should see it in your mailbox. You should have it already, or it will be coming in the next few days. Please follow the instructions included with your ballot to make sure that you fill it out properly, get it witnessed, and that your ballot will be counted. Once you vote your ballot and seal it in the completed certificate envelope, you can drop it off in the secure drop box that is closest to you. Those drop boxes are at every fire station except one, and that one is in Elver Park instead of at the fire station. You also have the option, obviously, to return your ballot by mail or to drop it off in person at the city clerk's office. You can also, if you have not gotten a ballot, requested an absentee ballot, you can vote early absentee starting on March 23rd, or obviously at your polling place on Election Day. I encourage you to make sure that you're registered and to make sure that you have a plan to vote in the April 6th election. There are a number of important things on the ballot in this election, including the statewide election for this superintendent of schools, and a number of county board races. And then in Madison, every city council race is on the ballot, and there are 2 school board races, as well as a number of judges. Also on the ballot is 4 advisory referendum questions about the size of the Madison Common Council, the amount of alderperson pay, the length of alderperson's terms, and whether or not alderpeople should be subject to term limits. The council is asking these questions now as part of a multi-year city initiative to investigate whether changes to the structure of our government could improve representation and engagement for all of Madison's residents, including people of color and those living with low incomes. The referenda are advisory only. It will not bind the city to make any immediate changes. Instead, we will use this information to gauge residents' interest in pursuing these possible changes, including a possible binding referendum in the spring of '22. And if implemented, any changes would take effect in the spring of '23. So again, there are 4 questions that will appear on your ballot. The first question is whether or not the city should transition to a full-time council with each common council member earning between 50% and 80% of the adjusted media income for Dane County. The second question is whether, starting in 2023, the size of the council should be reduced, be increased, or stay the same at 20. The third question is whether the council members should be elected to 4-year terms instead of 2-year terms. And then the fourth question is whether council members should be subject to a term limit of 12 consecutive years. These are big questions for the future of our city. I encourage you to think about them, to talk with your friends and neighbors. You can learn more. There's an episode of District Reports that is available on the award-winning Madison City Channel website that you can watch. There's also a report from the Task Force on the Structure of City Government that you can find linked off of the council website or the media release on this issue. I really encourage people to read up and think about these issues so that you can make an informed decision on the 4 advisory referenda that will be on your ballot this spring. And again, really encourage everybody to vote. All right, we have a number of Public Works related announcements that I'll go through quickly. First of all, just want to let folks know that the city's sandbag locations are stocked and ready ahead of the spring rains. We do this every year. We don't have any particular indication that we have a high risk of flooding this year. We think the risk of flooding is average this year, but we like to be prepared. And so you can, if you are concerned or want to access the sandbags, please bring a shovel. The bags and sand are provided for city residents, not for contractors, at the following locations from now until late October. Those locations are the Engineering Service Building on Emil Street, the Ulbrich Park Boat Launch Parking Lot on Atwood, the Olin Park parking lot on Olin Turville, Spring Harbor Park parking lot at Lake Mendota Drive, Tenny Park Beach on Sherman, Thut Park on Nanaway, and then a Warner Park Beach parking lot on Woodward Drive. So hopefully nobody will need sandbags, but if you do, they're there for you. A couple of announcements from our parking division. We're taking another step towards normalcy in that the parking division is rolling back the temporary parking rate reductions in our city-owned parking garages. So we're incrementally moving back towards our standard parking rates. We are discontinuing the Saturday first hour of parking free program. We are also discontinuing the temporary max daily rate of $8. We'll go back to our standard rates on Saturdays and on weekdays. We are bringing back a nights and weekend maximum rate at $5. So on weekends, each parking session between 6 p.m. and 5 a.m. Monday through Friday, it's a maximum of $5 daily rate. Our city-owned parking garages offer a low-cost long-term parking option when you're parking for longer than 2 hours, and we have integrated a thorough sanitizing requirement for the safety of staff and visitors, including contact-free entrance, payments, and exiting. Also from the parking division, we have a new app. I'm very excited about this. I've been missing the parking app. So we have the staff have been removing and replacing nearly all of our on-street pay stations and number markers with new IPS single-space smart meters. These solar-powered meters allow greater variety of payment options, accepting coins, Visa, and MasterCard. And we're rolling out a map to replace the Mobile Now app that went out of business due to the pandemic. So our new app is called Park Smarter. It's available for most of your mobile smart devices. It allows for contactless parking for all of our on-street parking meters. It's also usable at some of our off-street meters as well, including the motorcycle meters in garages. Hopefully easy to use, lots of shiny features. Encourage you to download it and check it out if you use our on-street parking meter system. And of course, you can find out more at the Parking Utilities website. Also want to let you know that our Wilson Street Garage did reopen on the 16th. Glad to have that back in service. And starting today, the expanded access for monthly parking permits at alternate locations will conclude. Tomorrow, March 19th, your access card will only allow you entrance and exit at the Wilson Street Garage if you have one of those monthly parking permits. Also want to let you know, related to parking, that on Monday, March 22nd, starting at 5 a.m. until approximately 8 p.m. on Thursday, March 25th, we'll be closing the 10 block of East Doty Street to remove the tower crane for the Judge Doyle Square construction site. So that means that access to the Block 89 parking garage will be via two-way converted traffic from Martin Luther King on Doty, and we'll convert that intersection to an all-way stop. And also access to our Wilson Street parking garage will be only on the East Wilson Street driveway, so you won't be able to enter through Doty. We will maintain pedestrian access through the block. All right, finally, as I always do, I want to run through some community resources that are available to folks who need them. I just want to note all of these are linked on our page, our homepage, cityofmadison.com. You click on the community resources link, there's a lot of information there. If you need help maintaining your housing or finding housing, you can call our housing helpline at 608-264-0549 or email housinginfo@cityofmadison.com. If you need help accessing phone service or internet service, call the State Public Service Commission at 608-267-3595. If you need help finding a child care provider, call 608-216-7022. For help with all of these things, plus emergency food options, should you need them, plus many more social services, you can call United Way of Dane County at 211 or text your zip code to 898-211. The city offers a free financial navigation resource to folks who have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. The website for that is cityofmadison.com/financial hotline, or you can call our library line at 608-315-5151, and they will get you signed up for a session. The healthcare.gov health insurance marketplace is open through May 15th. If you do not have health insurance, please get covered through healthcare.gov. If you need assistance navigating the website, Covering Wisconsin will help you with that. You can visit wiscovered.com or call 211. If you need assistance paying your health care premiums through the exchange, through the marketplace, the Health Connect program can help you. Again, you can call 211 or you can visit unitedwaydanecounty.org/healthconnect to get more information. And if you need access to a computer or the internet in order to sign up for any of these things or find out more information, just want to remind folks that our libraries are offering appointments for computer access, even though they are closed to the general public for the moment. And you can call our library line 608-315-5151 for more information or to make an appointment to use a computer. Also encourage people to visit and subscribe to my blog at cityofmadison.com/mayor/blog for information about all of this and so much more for your reading pleasure. Finally, upcoming meetings. Today at 4, the Monona Terrace Community and Convention Center Board will meet. At 5, the Traffic Calming Subcommittee will meet, also at 5. Zoning Board of Appeals, also at 5. Landlord and Tenant Issues Committee, also at 5. Police Civilian Oversight Board, and also at 5, Digital Technology Committee. You have some hard choices to make for your 5 o'clock hour. And at 5:30 today, the Downtown Coordinating Committee will meet. On Friday the 19th, at noon, the Police and Fire Commission will meet. On Monday, the 22nd, at 4:30, the Finance Committee meets, and at 5:30, the Plan Commission meets. Tuesday, the 23rd, at 4:30, the Water Utility Board will meet, and Wednesday, the 24th, at 2:30, the Committee on Aging will meet, and at 5, the Transportation Commission will meet. And that is what I have for this week. Linda, do we have questions?
Indeed, we do. We have some questions for the Public Health Director.
All right, we'll bring Janelle back up.
Good morning, Janelle.
Good morning.
We have a couple of questions for you.
All right.
The first is, what is the city, county doing to ensure that vulnerable neighborhoods have access to COVID-19 vaccine? Is Madison targeting specific zip codes or communities like Milwaukee is?
Yeah, thank you for that question. This is a very important component of our vaccine implementation, administration, and outreach plan. We have, for a number of months now, been working with community partners and healthcare partners to make information around vaccine accessible, and by doing a number of events, town halls, webinars with folks in order to support building understanding of the importance of the vaccine and to undo some myths around it. And there's an incredible effort with healthcare partners to make vaccine accessible, and we hope to very shortly start providing mobile clinics to different communities around Dane County, specifically those who may have different outcomes, unfortunate outcomes around health outcomes, as well as where transportation may be challenged.
Thank you. The other question we have for you today is, Milwaukee County eased restrictions for professional sports teams that are in place for the rest of the community. Wondering if Public Health is in talks with Madison Forward or Madison Mallards about whether they can play games in Dane County this year.
Sure, yeah. So game playing is allowed under the current order, and gatherings of up to 500 outside are supported, and we only hope that that will increase, as we've indicated in our forward Dane plan, as more vaccine coverage comes on board and we continue to see decreasing rates of COVID activity.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Janelle. I just want to end with letting folks know that March 22nd is World Water Day. So encourage you to appreciate our water resources here in Madison on the 22nd, and of course every day, our beautiful lakes and rivers and streams. But also encourage you to appreciate the folks that are responsible for bringing clean water to our taps every day at the fantastic Madison Water Utility. So that's it for this week. We'll see you next week. Thank you all very much.